about some of our current issues of the day, things to do with COVID, the church today, its need for evangelisation, a little bit about politics, and more recently about refugee situation. Today I want to refer back to some of our saints who in their time tackled the situations of their day. And this is what mission is about. We live in our own age, in our own time. In the coming days there's a number of feasts and I want to refer briefly to a number of them. There's Elizabeth of Hungary on November the 17th, patron saint of widows, charities, bakers and young brides. She was married, had 4 children, a happy and fruitful union with her husband. She was always doing charitable works and her husband supported her in this. He was a soldier and died in battle, and after he died she said, "The world with all its joys is now dead to me." Such was her love and her union with her husband that when he died she turned to something else. So she devoted herself entirely to help the sick and the poor and became a member of the Franciscan Third Order. So a married woman, a young woman, she died at 24, devoted her life to serving the sick and the poor. Sick and the poor are still with us. Margaret of Scotland, she was a queen, and 3 or 4 of her sons became kings. So she was in a different league altogether, but she was a pious person, devoted, so she instigated religious reform, striving to conform the worship and practice of the church in Scotland to those in Rome. So she was concerned about the church, the practices of the church. And she was then, because of her influence as a queen and her influence on those who came after her and ruled, she was considered an exemplar of the just ruler, and moreover influenced her husband and children, especially her youngest son, to be a just and holy rulers. So there's another part of mission. Those who are in power, those who are politicians, those who have the responsibility to rule, to be leaders. Margaret is an example for them, and that was a mission in her time. Then there was Gertrude the Great, or Gertrude the Virgin. She was a mystic and a theologian, and she became a Benedictine nun, and at the age of 25 she started to experience visions, and these visions transformed her life. So she shifted from secular knowledge and towards the study of scripture and theology, and devoted herself strongly to personal prayer and meditation, and began writing spiritual treatises for the benefit of her monastic sisters. So she was a Benedictine nun, enclosed, a very different lifestyle to, say, Mary of Scotland, who was in the forefront of court life, ruling, leadership, politics of the time. So these very different people who became saints. And last one later this week, is dedication of the basilicas of Peter and Paul. These 2 huge churches, the basilicas, the cathedrals, built to honour the apostles that had traditionally believed to have been buried there. I've been fortunate enough to go to Rome, and I visited both those places, St. Peter's Basilica obviously, and a place to see there is down underneath is the Scavi, or the excavations. That's very interesting. That might be a story for another time. And St. Paul's outside the walls. So the church honours many people as saints, and it's interesting to read some of their stories. These are people who in their time, in their place, within their culture, within the circumstances which they live, strive to live a fuller and better Christian life. And that was their mission. And we have our mission now to live as full a life as we can. Now, if you've enjoyed or are interested in these little talks, don't forget to click follow and share, so that others might also share in the mission alive. So have a good day on mission.